we have a new update on a very talented Jets trade target, which, if it's true, it will change everything as the New York Jets go to the college football ranks to add a new member to their front office. And we got to break this down. So what's up, guys? I'm Matt Long. Welcome to Jets Digest. Before we hop into the video for today, only 29.2% of viewers are subscribed to the channel. So if you are not subscribed, please take 1 second, hit that subscribe button. It really helps me out a ton. But hopping right into what we got for today, we have an update on New Orleans Saints wide receiver Chris Olave. We know we are interested in him because 1, he's talented. 2, he played at Ohio State with Justin Fields and Garrett Wilson. And we want to make sure that we get Justin Fields as comfortable as humanly possible in this offense. So far in OTAs, there are reports that Justin Fields has been inconsistent, but we knew he was going to be inconsistent going in. So this is not new news for us. It's now on offensive coordinator Tanner Engstrand to bring Justin Fields along and make him more consistent. But from Sports Illustrated, they said, fortunately for the Saints, there doesn't seem to be anything to worry about with the Olave trade rumors, at least according to Albert Breer of Sports Illustrated. When asked if there was any truth to the Olave Jets trade rumors, Breer responded with a simple no. The Saints got inquiries from the Browns and the Steelers early in the offseason and rebuffed them. And Olave's had a really nice offseason since. Maybe someone blows New Orleans away with an offer, but he's not on the block, and I have a hard time thinking that he is going to be traded. So, unfortunate news if you were someone who was looking for Chris Olave, which I understand a lot of our commenters weren't, but me and Chris definitely were interested in Chris Olave because he's an extremely talented young wide receiver. And these guys, if they don't have if there's not something wrong with their profile, these guys are never, ever available. So I understand that he had the concussion problems coming out of school, and he also just has had some discontent with his quarterback, Derek Carr, and he's owed a lot of money. But these types of guys, when you get a chance to trade for these players, you trade for them. That's why me and Chris were very excited at the opportunity of trading for a Chris Olave to add to his wide receiver room. Remember, we're not paying Justin Fields that much money in terms of quarterback money, and then after Justin Fields, we would draft a quarterback or re-sign Justin Fields. But the point I'm trying to make here is Justin Fields' contract is small enough where we can sign other wide receivers around him to help him out. So the money that would be owed to Chris Olave would not be backbreaking for the New York Jets should they look to acquire him. Now, one of the problems that would come with trying to trade for Chris Olave is the price tag. He's, of course, not going for anything less than a first-round pick. The New York Jets, Vegas has our odds at 5.5 wins on the season, so we are not a team expected to win a lot of games. If the New York Jets do not win a lot of games and don't have their first-round pick, that's obviously a recipe for disaster, something that the New York Jets do not want to do with their assets. They don't want to misallocate their assets like that. So if you go ahead and trade a first-round pick for a Chris Olave or get rid of your first-round pick in any way, you need to make sure that you are a competitive team so we are not giving away draft picks that we need to help the New York Jets for the future with our team. Now, the number one reason I will say, if you don't want to trade for Olave, and I understand they are going to look for our 2025 first-round pick in any trade the Saints will be, but if we can get that, if we can send that 2026 first-round pick, that would be a much more stomachable trade because if the New York Jets are good this year, then Justin Fields is going to get re-signed long-term. But if they're bad, we are going to need that first-round pick to draft another quarterback. Justin Fields, if he puts us in the top 5, it's looking like next year is going to be a stronger quarterback class, and he will most likely be replaced should that be the outcome of the season. But I said in the intro, there was more news regarding a new member of the New York Jets front office, and let's meet him. According to Swamp 24/7, the Jets have hired Bird Cheryl, the Florida Gators' former director of college personnel, to an undisclosed role. Cheryl's departure from Florida's football program was first reported by Mark Long of the Associated Press. Mark Long, no association to me. Even if it is the same last name. So I understand this isn't the best picture. The only picture I could find of this guy was his headshot on the Florida football website. But we know Darren Mougey and Aaron Glenn have made it a point that they are going to look far and wide for absolutely anyone who can assist and help the New York Jets become a more successful franchise. They were looking absolutely anywhere to find football people and football players to come in and help out this team. And this is just the latest example of that. We know Aaron Glenn used to be a scout. He has his roots in scouting and wants to make sure that he is scouting at a very high level. So he's bringing in more players who are going to help him scout at that high level. Now, this is a person who has a very good history when it comes to scouting players. He was brought in at the same time as current Florida head coach Billy Napier, and his career, Napier, the coach, started pretty bad at Florida, and it looked like he was going to get fired. He was kind of on like a Dan Campbell type of thing where the players liked him and people liked him, but Florida wasn't winning enough football games, and people thought he was going to get fired. Except for now this year, Florida, or just 2024, the second half of 2024, Florida started to turn their season around because the players that this guy brought in and the coach brought in for the Florida football team, they started to develop, and they proved that Cheryl knows how to scout players and was able to scout good players for the Florida football program and save the head coaching job for Billy Napier at Florida. And they brought in, I think it was the number 3 recruit in the at the quarterback position in DJ Lagway, who is one of the most important parts for Florida and why they are expected to be a good football team this season. If this guy can help us find a quarterback who is, the NFL version of DJ Lagway in talent-wise. Like DJ Lagway is expected to be a top 25 to top 15 college quarterback. If we could find a top 15 quarterback for the Jets, I would say this Cheryl signing would be highly, highly successful and something that New York Jets fans can be very excited about. But other than the success that Cheryl saw at Florida, he actually has some interesting connections to both Aaron Glenn and Tanner Engstrand at the same time. At Florida, Cheryl focused on the evaluation of transfer portal and JUCO players, that's junior college, if you don't know, per the team's official website. Cheryl was credited by Napier for his role in evaluating potential additions through the NCAA's transfer portal. Cheryl has ties to the Jets' new regime. Before joining Florida, he spent 6 seasons in the Detroit Lions organization from 2016 to 2021, the first 2 years as a scouting assistant and the latter 4 years as a scout. Cheryl overlapped with Jets head coach Aaron Glenn in 2021 and Jets offensive coordinator Tanner Engstrand from 2020 to 2021. This information all coming courtesy of Michael Nania, I think, from the Jets press. So this is a guy was in the Detroit Lions program franchise. I know people are probably getting sick of connecting the Jets to the Lions, but the connections are absolutely undeniable. We are taking a lot of players from that franchise, and it's not a surprise that when you bring in a guy like Aaron Glenn, the guys who used to work with Aaron Glenn, they all want to continue to work for him because they know what kind of person he is. They know what he brings to the table. They know he practices what he preaches, and he is a man that they want to work for. And this is a very, very good sign that everyone who worked with him can't wait to work with him again, and he's getting everyone involved. We want to have a turnaround on the New York Jets, just like the Detroit Lions just had in those last couple of years. Start off really, really poorly, just like we've been doing for the last couple of years, but turned it around. And the way to turn it around is by building that culture from the top down. Glenn can't do it by himself. He has to have more players and more coaches and personnel guys, more front office guys who have been with him before. So they're all going to come in and bring their brand, all of them together. And they're going to show the other Jets top guys how to do it if they don't know how to do it. And let's be honest, a lot of Jets front office guys, starting with the owner, Woody Johnson, don't know how to be part of a successful front office, don't know how to be part of a successful football team, and we got to take it one step at a time. Aaron Glenn is absolutely going to be one of the key pieces in turning around this New York Jets franchise, and we're going to see if Cheryl is one of the guys who will assist with the New York Jets moving forwards. He will, without a doubt, the role for him was undisclosed, but he will, without a doubt, be taking on a scouting role, helping Aaron Glenn. I'm sure Aaron Glenn will be considering himself one of the New York Jets head scouts this season, and I can't wait to see how it works out. But that's what I got for today. So if you enjoyed the video, please hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you're new, and as always, go Jets.